Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. It's Teresa here with a Disney layout for you. This is a hybrid 12 by 12 scrapbook layout that I'm creating for the Kellybell Designs creative team. I'm working with the Reservation Akershus digital kit. And yes, I am documenting a princess dinner at the Akershus restaurant located in Norway at Epcot in Disney World in Florida. And so, as you guys probably have guessed by now, I've been into very bold layouts with lots of movement, and this layout continues to follow that trend. So what I'm showing here are the elements and photos and background that I've printed from the collection. I have a photo and a frame and the title that reads Princess Hugs. These are some of the digital ribbons in the collection that I've printed out, 12 inches long. And then this is my background. It's created using 4 of the pattern papers that I've placed into kind of a swoosh pattern here going across the background paper, and then I framed it out with the blue diagonal stripe from the collection as well and added drop shadows to that. The journaling is located on the right hand side. I included that before printing. I took a little piece from one of the journaling cards in the collection and added that there. This is a lovely little dinner plate of embellishments, mostly florals, leaves, hearts, and a couple of word strips from the collection that I've printed out and cut using the silhouette. So let's dive right into the process here. I left myself a white rectangle in kind of the center of the page so that I kind of know where my photo needs to go. And the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and add the frame to the photo. And then you'll notice typically I don't put the photo in the center of a layout. But this time I did, and it is a little bit off center. So, just because sometimes I feel like the middle of the layout is almost like a dead zone. I don't know. But that's fine. That's just how it worked out this time. And I think the flow of the embellishments is going to really help this layout pop even more. The swirls themselves are pretty dynamic. I am placing the Cinderella up here at the top right corner. She's going to peek out from behind the photo and the floral embellishments. And then the title I'm planning to have opposite of her on the page. They balance each other out here in kind of the diagonal. And so notice how we're already breaking up this very central kind of page design. We're breaking that up a little bit. But I'm not adhering the title down yet. I'm not sure what I want to have layered with pop dots versus what I want to have adhered flat to the page just yet. So I'm kind of placing some of these flowers already in their groupings. Now what I did before I printed these floral embellishments, first off, they're absolutely stunning. I love the flowers in the Kellybell collections. They're very bold and graphic and colorful and fit perfectly with some of the princess themes and different photos that you're going to get from Disney parks. And they particularly go with the our girls at the time meeting Cinderella. This was from our trip in 2012, flipping over to 2013. But what I did was I went ahead and gave these flowers leaves before printing them and cutting them. And that helps make it a little bit easier to tuck those leaves, have them showing up in different places in this, in these floral clusters. And also notice how I am having these floral clusters sort of follow the lines of the swirl. So they're leading you up the page from the bottom right to the top left, which is kind of a dynamic direction. We normally in the Western world go from left to right, but this is a dynamic movement here on the page. And remember how we are doing the title in the lower left and the princess in the upper right, and they are the counterpoint. They are the point of intersection there, just visually, just talking about the page design overall and what helps make this layout go boom. What makes this layout pop and what can help you create more dynamic pages. This is a very bold, colorful page. The photo itself is printed a little bit larger than you might otherwise expect. And of course, the florals, they work together to form quite a striking element on the page, clustered the way they are. And I hope that pointing out those little things helps you kind of understand again how this became such a dynamic page. What is it that you're looking at that draws you in to experience this fabulous memory? And I've spoken about the Akershus Princess Dinner before. I highly recommend going to this dinner, this particular reservation. Everything was so beautifully done, and all the princesses are just a delight to meet. They are so wonderful with everyone at the table, our boys included. Asher and River loved meeting all of the princesses, and it was just a wonderful experience. So I believe that a wonderful experience deserves a truly knockout layout. And so that's what I'm trying to accomplish here. So what you see going on is me just trying to adhere these florals down. Again, trying to do a mix of florals that are attached directly to the background, and some of them are popped up with pop dots. And I'm also, as I always tend to do, I'm also bending up the leaves and the flower petals just a little bit, again, to give the dimension and the depth on the page. And so as you turn this page, you're going to see reflections of the light bouncing off of those turned up edges and kind of dancing. Your eyes will kind of dance across this page. And really, again, I know I say this every time I create these hybrid layouts. My goal here is to invite you into this experience and the wonderful dimension of this experience, even though technically the only thing that we have to show for it now, coming, 13 years later, oh my God, 12 years later, that the only thing we have to show for it are these beautiful photos, which of course I'm so deeply grateful for. And they do have a very special place in my heart. I believe this layout is set aside for Asher's album, as I am trying to create photos. This trip I created a long time ago. I created an album for using Pocket Pages, but I'm also creating layouts from this trip for the kids' albums. And so that's why you'll see some of these events multiple times showing up throughout my video series. And for the Kellybell creative team, I'm just loving using the Kellybell products for these layouts for the children, so that they have their own memories reflected in their albums. And also I try to have them be the star of their own photos in their albums. So this is one of the photos where I captured Asher actually looking directly at the camera, which is pretty cool, and hugging Cinderella. Asher was a little bit more reserved at that dinner. I think for some it can be a little overwhelming to meet all four of the princesses. But as I noted in my journaling, that Cinderella was most gracious to Asher in her shyness, and was able to develop that trust and have a beautiful photo there together. Definitely just a wonderful memory. I can't say enough about Disney memories. I truly am a Disney adult. That's why we're here. So continuing on, I'm going to work on the second sort of arch of flowers here on the right hand side. I'm loving adding all of these. Notice how one of the things that I enjoyed doing on these two flower arches is having the leaves attached to the individual flowers, and it made it a little bit easier to scatter the leaves throughout the line of flowers. The only thing that I noticed later was that I kind of covered up the red swish on the page, and that's okay. That's all right. Still a great amount of color, a variety of colors on this page. But one thing I did want to do is to stay true to the blue of Cinderella. The other colors kind of needed to be supporting colors and let the blues really be the star. With the red, we've got, of course, the swirls, and then we've got the word hugs on the title, and there are a couple of fairly prominent word strips. The main word strip, Akershus Castle, at the bottom of the photo, and then the second one that says I love her on the right hand side. I did not use any of the red flowers, just pink, yellow, dark blue, and light blue, and I think there's a little teal color too, and some of the white flowers as well. Just trying to keep it more on the blue side. Let me know if you think, did I accomplish that, or is it kind of mixed up? Either way, I love how it turned out, and I hope you do too. Okay, and then two other fun little details that I took from the elements are the crown, of course, and Cinderella's shoe. And so you'll notice the crown I've placed above the journaling block. on the right hand side and alongside the princess up there at the top. And then her shoe also balances that royal crown, and it appears above the title with the "So This Is Love" word strip and a little flower there. And then I wanted to work with these ribbons. My original idea was to sort of have these ribbons looping in and out of the floral lines, the swipes, the swirl. But I wasn't really sure how to pull that off quite yet. And so what I decided to do instead was just have a little ribbon edges popping out here and there, just for a little added extra color, a little extra pop there, and to go with some of those word strips as well. Not really overthinking where I'm putting those, just adding them where it looks fun, where they feel like they have a little spot or a little home for themselves. And then that's going to wrap up this layout. Thank you so much for joining us today for this layout. I will be sure to have product links down below for you for the Akershus Reservation digital kit from Kellybell Designs. Of course, you're welcome to join us in the Kellybell Facebook group anytime, where you'll find a ton of further inspiration from the creative team, both in digital and hybrid format. And as always, I'm so glad that you're here, and I will see you back here again real soon. Bye-bye.